tighter dog path. What Deb's going to do. But what's the drawback?
Might be behind.
Might put you
He
behind.
might be behind the path.
Unless you can leave super early on the
Yeah.
Yeah, like the way you think.
Gold
So
star.
if you come through here, I'm doing this kind of like a circle at this
Because Debbie
moment.
has early commitment.
Okay, but right here, I'm stuck, right? Well, that's what you just walked. 'Cause
Oh,
you're
well, I'm
doing
sorry,
that,
I apologize.
and
My
then you
imaginary dog
leave,
was behaving.
and then the dog releases out wide, and then you're racing to get to, let's just say, for instance, I'm going to change the sequence. Okay, now I got to get to the backside of 4. So it is required that I get there much earlier, right?
You're a naughty dog.
Unless I have a really good verbal. So now, to do this,
Hey.
you say come here and jump,
No.
and then get all the way to here, and beat my dog down to here to get to a backside could be a problem, right?
Could you do a twist on the purple to get you to really get you further down towards pink?
Yep. So what I want now is this. I want you to send them here and leave. I want you to leave. The dog's out here landing, and I'm right here going jump, jump, jump. So that by the time the dog lands, I'm already way the hell down here. And that's part of the twist. Okay? We see variations taught on this. The twist is nothing but a serpentine with a push on the end. But when Yako and Yanita, when I first saw it explained, they would actually rotate, jump, jump, and then after the dog has fully committed to the jump, then they come out of the rotation way down here. A couple weeks ago, we were at Kale's at our young dog camp, and she did not seem nearly concerned about the rotation. She was willing to just cue it with the left hand, jump, jump, while still moving forward. She didn't care whether you did this or this. But I know that Yako taught this a year ago. Now this stuff, remember, what's right?
Whatever works best.
Okay? Whatever they're doing. So this is the drill. I'm going to make it easier for you. And this is something that Kale does all the time when teaching the skill. So that you can practice successes. She does that. Something like that creates a barrier to encourage the proper behavior. Okay? And then I've said 4, but I really don't care about 4. What I care about is that you get this done, and then as you're doing this, where do I expect to see the reward?
Right there along the path.
Along the path of the dog, somewhere between here and there. A brand new dog that is really struggling to come into you like this, I might have the toy right here. But as they get better at it, in the end, when you really know you're proofing this, is when you get it out here past the end of this wing. And you're cueing the jump with your arm, but your motion is saying there's a toy right there. And when they start choosing to take the jump, you know you're starting to get somewhere. Does this make sense? So,
Do the toy part again, Mark.
I would, in the beginning, I'd start with the toy right here,
Yeah.
so that as I'm cueing this and I'm getting around this corner, then I would have that as a lure to create the behavior, just like we did behind the wing on the send to the back. But then as they get better, Kale was pre-placing the toys. She put it there, and then get the toy. And then ultimately, if I put it here, now it's going to be more of a temptation for the dog who loves the toy, and they got to say, oh, I always can bring it back to the old basic computer programming, the if-then statement, where we're teaching them an if-then statement. If you do the jump, then the toy is there. So they come through here and say, aha, it's an if-then statement. I got to do something before I can get that toy. And they do it, and then you've really taught them something. Then ultimately, you start to take this away.
So if they get the toy, then it's kind of like, uh-oh, do you reset? What's your teachable
I
moment
wouldn't
there?
be doing this. I wouldn't be doing this until they're pretty good. I'd have it here, and then I have a dog who's like trying to problem solve how to get to this toy.
Okay.
Or you'll see when they're coming through here, and they're showing you they're going to take the path around the wing, that's when I'd be stepping in saying, no, come on, there's your toy.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Okay.
And pushing them through it.
All right.
Yes.
If someone has a dog that is really not into toys, did she ever address that? Did she talk about like
Well,
using cheese
the
sticks
easy
or a
target,
bowl?
the easy solution is a food target.
Okay.
The real solution is
Get them on a toy.
get them on a toy.
Yeah.
Which, let's talk real quick about that because we're going to run over today. But I've seen it today with a number of you, a number of your dogs, a mild interest in your toy, if at all. Nurture that, work it. If I watch some of you who have dogs who have a passion for your toy, and you have such an advantage over those who don't. When I watch Cat tugging with Tia back there, or I watch Twist attacking her toy, or I watch, there's a number of you have dogs that are passionate for your toy. What a tool that you have, because what's happening is those who have it are out doing agility, and when their dog is doing it right, they're peeling off $100 bills to their dog. Those who don't have that passion for the toy are flipping quarters at them. Well, who's
sometimes you
gonna
have to
work
teach
harder?
that passion.
You have
Twist
to
did not
teach
like,
that.
she
Yeah.
didn't care about toys at
And
the
so you have
beginning.
to
They
teach
just work
that
on it.
passion. You're absolutely right. And you do that intentionally in your house. Just with the first thing you start out is just getting the dog to play retrieve with something. If you can, if you're farther behind than that, you've got to get the food toy and start from the basics. But once the dog, I see most of these dogs trying, the ones that I would like more drive in, they're going out and they're picking up a toy. So you've done a lot to get to that point. You're doing well. But then you go to a retrieve and you do different toys. What should happen if I go to my house with the Goldens especially, I can pick this up and they want to play. Then I pick up an empty pop bottle and they want to play. I could pick up a freaking banana peel, and if I have it in my hands, that could be our reward. It's that play with you, whatever Dad's got, dang, it's going to be fun. Now they have higher value toys, don't get me wrong, but they'll play just about anything that they can hold in their mouth that I can bring out. And I've done that over time. I could take that wad of parachute cord and tie it in a knot and have a pretty good toy, and they'd be willing to play with it. It isn't like they walk up and go, I don't think so. They're past that. They're like, dang it, I want to play. So then you end up choosing your toys based on what works best for the sport. Lately, this has been my toy of choice. I love it because if I want to put this at the base of that blue jump, I can come really close to it with a throw. Okay, and it stays there. I love it for training the puppy because I'm training running dog walks, and I don't want to go down, walk all the way down in pre-places. So I can have him here, and I can toss it, and it lands within about 18 inches left and right of where I want. And off we go and do our running dog walk, and it really builds a lot of more drive and play into our training. But those toys are so important. When I see people bring out a toy, and the dog is like using their nose. My dog doesn't use its nose to play with a toy. They're waiting for permission, not always waiting, to chomp it. Okay? They just want to play and tug. It's all about the tug and the retrieve. So do that, the tug and the retrieve. Just come out here. If you're out here buying training time, bring a toy out, and not when they're all wore out. You can do it at the end, but when they're a little fresh, throw the toy, they run out, they pick it up, turn and run the other way, away from them. Have them bring it in, and spend some time playing with the toy. And playing with a toy is not this. This does not constitute playing with a toy. Okay? That's just, if somebody did that, you just want to blink and back away, right? A toy is right here. You get it, and you lead them, and then you let them win. You let them get on it, and then just a little bit of tugging, if that's all they can give you right now, is good. And then you tell them how smart they are, and you poke and you grab and you be physical with them, and you get them into it. You know you're getting somewhere when they're growling at you when they do it, okay? So toys, I will digress, but that's what you need with toys. In the meantime, somebody asked the question, the food, you're reduced to a food target, which works, but it doesn't win the class.
Kind of like that.
It's just like that,
Yawn.
yep. Okay.
Sorry.
Well,
All right, so, sequence, you see what we're doing. I gotta build it over there real quick.
I think Lois did.
No, he'll have to tweak it.
All right, looks like you got it, thank you. So, we're gonna do the same deal here, but now the idea is to get as far around the corner as possible. All right, and you're gonna do that with obstacle commitment at 2, because if you gotta take them to here to get them over 2, then you're gonna have a hard time getting around the corner. But if you can send them to 2, if I was doing this, I'd be starting from here, and I'd send them from here so that I'm lateral here, then send them to 2, and then be here, jump, 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 and then reward along the line. Okay? Then we get the best of both worlds. We get farther downstream, like Susan wanted to do with the front cross, and we get the tighter line that Deb wanted by being on this side, and we can still manage our backside jump with the pink.
so obviously on this, our eyes are on the purple where they're gonna land.
Yes.
Okay.
So as we're coming through here, we're connected to the dog, we're looking at him, and then as we look at him, we say, you go there, and as we're leaving, there's 3 things telling this dog to jump. Our voice, our hand, and we're looking at the landing spot. We've looked into, so we're leaving, but our future is going this way, our lower end, but our upper end is still saying there's a blue jump right there, and you're doing it, or purple jump, and you're doing it now. So stay connected to the dog and to the landing spot. And then once the dog's committed, then your eyes can leave that landing spot, and this will go all the way around the course. Follow that path, looking to take off to get them to the backside. And then if we're getting off that way, we get to the backside, and then as I leave, my future is going that way, as my upper body is saying, and we're still looking at that landing all the way through, and you just keep cascading that behavior all the way around the course. It's amazing what supporting that landing with your eyes does keep the dog cued onto the obstacle. All right? So